Hello, I am Benjamin Berry. Thank you very much for joining me for my first and probably final Golden Globes predictions in the film category because it's next week on Benjamin Berry here. I've decided I'm just going to re-record that whole thing because, as you could see, it was shit. I could barely even remember when the dates were. When I did know it was Wednesday, I just was acting like I didn't know. So yeah, you all know how this all works. So the top nomination is the one I think's most likely, and anything down from there's the next in line. You've all seen it before. I have a stutter, so excuse it. Beyond that, I'm not going to keep you waiting. Thank you very much. The drama category is actually the more boring one because, Golden Globes have comedy musical, which helps stir up a little bit. So, the Golden Globes, you never know what's going to happen. Last year they nominated two popes in drama. They do some weird ass shit. But I've got to have five. So my number one is the Trial of Chicago 7, and my number two is Nomadland. Nomadland is like by far and away the number one on Gold Derby, and I can see why. It sweeps the Critics Awards. But what people have to remember is that the Golden Globes aren't critics. It's made up of like 98 people who are all more like actors, older people. They like their musicals. They like the more upbeat films. Nomadland is a lot like Roma. Not that Roma was competing this character because it's foreign, but it's slow. There's not much dialogue to it. It's not fast. If Nomadland wins here, I can guarantee you, I can fucking guarantee you that Nomadland is winning Best Picture at the Oscars because they love Aaron Sorkin. They gave Steve Jobs Best Screenplay and Best Supporting Actor in 2015 when Kate Winslet didn't win in 2016, even though, alright, fair enough, it's because Alicia Vikander was campaigned in supporting, but he won Screenplay and he wasn't even nominated at the Oscars where they separate the categories. If Aaron Sorkin loses here, Nomadland is winning Best Picture, and the only way that would change my mind at the PGA award, give it something else, and I may hesitate, but I'm fairly confident that Trial of the Chicago 7 is winning this category. Now going down to my 3 to 5, anything that's in between 3 to 5 could easily get snubbed. This year, because of all the pushback films, they've all been crammed in drama. There's literally no comedy musical that's looking like a likely Best Picture nominee. So I had to make something. So my number three for now is Mank, but Mank has not been doing as well as we would have thought, say 5 months ago. Everyone was like dead set on it winning director, and that just doesn't look like it's happening now, which is a shame because David Fincher is my favorite film director. It's definitely not winning picture. It could get some technicals. I'm fairly confident it's all going to get production design, costume design, and cinematography, even though Nomadland's some good competition. But yeah, not winning. And the reason I have it in number three is because it's a safe nomination. They do really love David Fincher. They've given him director when the Oscars didn't. They give the Social Network picture when the Oscars didn't. It's just a very safe number three. The only award that I think Manko's winning is supporting actress, which we'll get onto later. Number four, I may be biased because I love The Father, but my number four is The Father. Great performances, a good screenplay. It's a nice bundle to lead to a Best Picture nominee, Best Drama Picture nominee at the Golden Globes. They love their acting films. It's the reason why I've got. It's one of the main. It's one of the reasons why I've got the Mank number three, and Chicago 7 at one. They love their dialogue, like very. I wouldn't say The Father's accessible. You can appeal to the masses. Like even if you don't like it, you can very much appreciate it. And my number five is a complete toss up. I am not by any means saying I am confident that Ma Rainey's Black Bottom's going to get in from anywhere because Promising Young Woman, which is a front runner for the Oscars, could get him. And I should actually explain why I'm Promising Young Woman on here because people think it could potentially win Best Picture, which I'm not really for at the moment, but we'll see. I like Promising Young Woman a lot. I do give it like an 8 out of 10, but it's a late contender. I don't think the Golden Globes have much of a chance on like grabbing onto it and jumping on that train. It could happen. Late contenders can get into the Golden Globes, but I just can't see it happening. I feel like it'll I feel like it'll get nominated at Critics' Choice and it'll build momentum from there, maybe BAFTA, then Picture at the Oscars. I definitely think it's getting Picture at the Oscars, but I'm hesitant for the Golden Globes. Okie dokie. Moving on to Best Film Drama Actress. Not a fucking clue. Not a fucking clue. It could literally go anywhere. I do not know what to do. But we've got to have something. So for now, I've got Viola Davis winning. Yeah, because it seems like the most likely, but that means nothing in this category. It could go to literally any of my top four. Viola Davis, Vanessa Kirby, Frances McDormand, Karen Mulligan have all an equal chance at the Golden Globes. I can literally see any of them winning. If I could go into the future and see, and I saw that any four of them win, I'd be like, all right, well, I couldn't guess any better. The reason I've got Viola Davis at number one, I've got Viola Davis at number one because even though it's definitely not musical, and I agree with it being campaign and drama, it's still a film with a lot of music in, and they love that. Fuck. They gave Bohemian Rhapsody, of all films, Best Drama Picture. They love their music films. Don't ever count out a film that's got music in, and definitely don't count out a musical. You'll see that when we get to comedy musical. I've literally just slapped 2 to 4 anyway, because I don't know what to do. So I've just put Vanessa Kirby, Frances McDormand, and Carey Mulligan all in the same spots, all going to get nominated. If anything gets snubbed, it will be a tragedy because they all deserve it any year. My number five, a lot of people really won't agree with me on. I've put Hillbilly Elegy. The old Golden Globes are definitely the most likely out of all the main award circles to give a not so critically acclaimed film, not just a nomination but a win. Like I just said, Bohemian Rhapsody for Best Drama Picture. And I feel like the Golden Globes, out of all the award circles, are going to be the ones who love Hillbilly Jilly the most and maybe want to give it love. So, because I do not know what to do, I've decided to take the risk, take the good odds, and put Amy Adams on for now. I might change my mind. Zendaya, Sophia Loren, and even Andra Day to a point are right on her heels. But for now, I'm keeping with Amy Adams. Okie dokie, folk. Now we're on to Best Drama Film Actor. Number one, Chadwick Boseman. He's gonna win. It would be deserved in a year, but along with his passing, I feel like that when it comes to voting, the only two real contenders are Chadwick Boseman and Anthony Hopkins. But when it comes to voting, the voter's going to be like, well, on this side, Anthony Hopkins, who maybe gives the better performance, but he's won before, been nominated many times. Actually, wait, no, I tell a lie. He's won the Oscar, as you all know, Silence of the Lambs, his best performance, even though Father's a very second close. But the Golden Globes have never given him a competitive award, so I'd actually say if there's anywhere that he's going to cause an upset, it could be here. But still, it's both. Even though he's an older fella, he could still win in the future, and he's got plenty of nominations. And not only that, he's respected. This is their last opportunity to give Boseman something, and I'd give him my vote. It's a great performance. It'd be deserved in a year. Because of his passing, I feel like it's the right thing to do. Number 3 and 4 are actually my two favourite performances of last year. They're not going to win, but I take comfort in knowing they're going to get nominated at least. And they're Delroy Lindo, who is by far and away my favourite performance last year. Then we have Riz Ahmed in Sound of Metal, which is a great performance. I'm a little bit scared that he gets snubbed. I don't think that's going to happen. The odds on that happening are bad, but I feel like it could happen, which makes me feel a bit uncomfortable. I didn't even love The Sound of Metal as much as other people do, but I thought his performance was just fucking great. So really hope he gets on board, and I think he will, even though I am scared of the snub. And much like my last one, number 5, it's quite the top 4 are very strong, but the rest of the potential nominees are quite weak. I'd actually give my vote to Mads Mikkelsen for another round because that was probably my second or third favourite performance of last year. But it's not happening. So my sensible choice is Gary Oldman for Mank because it's like, what else to choose? Tom Hanks? Nah. Tahar Rahim? I've heard he's great in it, but the film just doesn't have that hype for going for it. They're not going to touch it, I don't think. Maybe supporting actress, which we'll get to. Best film, comedy, musical. Okie dokie. My number 1, not going to be much of a surprise to you. The Prom, it's winning. They love their musicals. The only upset could be if Hamilton somehow gets in, but I have that on my number 5 because I could either see it could be in a film they love and nominate everywhere, or they absolutely just they just boycott voting for it because of the fact that it's based on a play. And to be honest, I hate to be that guy, but I'm for this because like otherwise we will just have a future of them like recording every great play and submitting it for Golden Globes, and that's not fair. But yeah, Hamilton's my number five because it could either go two ways. So I think it'll probably get nominated, but it's got room for snubs. The other two nominations I'm fairly certain on are Borat and Palm Strings, both very critically acclaimed. Both are pure comedies, which is what the Golden Globes do look out for when nominating. But it's weird. They often nominate comedies, like pure comedies, like they nominate them. But the wins, they can be really weird. They gave it to The Hangover, but they're usually like they're more kind of like critically acclaimed drama comedies, but this year we don't actually have that, so we are gonna have something new, and I like that. My last one, my number four, but I guess you could call it my last spot. I've only got Hamilton number five because I feel like it could go two ways, but my number four is On the Rocks. To be honest, I'm fairly dead set on this being the top five, but that's the one that out of the top four that could definitely be swapped out with. Personal History of David Copperfield's got a lot of hype. Emma, which I actually really liked. I saw it early in the year before we were put into lockdown here in the UK. I could like that. Even The King of Staten Island or the 40-year-old version could happen. But I'm fairly keen on that top five. Best Film, Comedy, Musical Actress. Maria Bakalova is 90% winning. She's got a good shot getting nominated for the Oscar. She's been campaigned here where the categories are split. It's probably going to happen for her. But Meryl Streep, the Golden Globes love Meryl Streep. They love Meryl Streep. Any opportunity to get her on the stage, I reckon they'll take it. She's the most nominated with 23 nominations and 9 wins. She could win. And I've got to be honest, I wasn't like the biggest fan of Maria Bakalova's interview. Nothing against Maria Bakalova. I seen her in interviews. I watched her Gold Derby interview. She seems very sweet, very nice, but I don't think it's Oscar worthy, even in supporting actress. But in this category, the Golden Globes, 100% deserved, and I would be upset if Meryl does steal it. Her performance in The Prom isn't like that good. Like Meryl Streep's always going to be good, but I just don't give her an award for everything just because she's good. She can make a song about how shit and then sing and she get nominated. Number three, Michelle Pfeiffer. Probably going to happen. Did get a lot of awards buzz. And that's completely died, but she's still going to get the Golden Globe nomination, I reckon. Number four, Rashida Jones. I feel like this is her time to get nominated here. She's not going to get nominated anywhere else, unfortunately. But yeah, because this category is quite dry, I can absolutely see it happening for her. And then my number five is my risky choice. I still hold out hope for Jo Ellen Perlman for The Prom getting nominated. I actually preferred her than Meryl Streep in The Prom, so maybe I'm a bit biased. But like, what else? Anna Taylor-Joy is the only one that I'd say has a joint chance. Emma, which I'd be completely happy with. Christine Malloy for Palm Strings. Millie Bobby Brown. No, it's not happening. I can assure you. Emily Blunt, Wild Mountain Thyme. Nope. Meryl Streep, Let Them All Talk. They love Meryl Streep, and they have nominated her before, but I fucking hope not. Rosamund Pike I care a lot. I was watching the Oscar Expert and they said that she is great in it and they could nominate her on that alone, but in my opinion, alright, yeah, they sometimes do it. They nominate Cate Blanchett for Where'd You Go, Bernadette, that film that nobody had heard of. But most of the time they don't do that. They like to they usually nominate the more mainstream films people have heard of because that's what the Golden Globes do. They're very celebrity orientated. So yeah, that's my top five. I'm sure there's a very, very, very good chance she won't go nominated, but at the same time, I'm just here like, what else? This is my favourite because I do not know, and that's the fun in it. Best Comedy Musical Actor could go anywhere. I'm fairly sure that Sacha Baron Cohen, actually in fact I'm certain he's going to get nominated, and I'm fairly sure he's going to win. Beyond this, do not have a fucking clue. Pete Davidson in The King of Staten Island is a very cute performance. I can see the incentive to nominate him and give him the win, but I still think it's Sacha Baron Cohen for the win. He's the only other one where I'm pretty sure, like, yeah, he's getting nominated. Andy Samberg, I've seen the Palm Springs. I like him a lot in it. I wouldn't usually say it's a nomination, but like all the categories, this one's a bit dry, so sure, he could definitely get snubbed. Dev Patel, Personal History, David Copperfield, came out early in the year. it could just be a film that's forgotten about. It's the reason why I'm not predicting it for Best Comedy Musical Picture. And Leslie Odom Jr. of Hamilton, like I said, Hamilton could get snubbed, and for some reason, people think Lin-Manuel Miranda has a better chance than Leslie Odom Jr. If they love Hamilton, they could nominate them. But if there's only one's going to get nominated, it's this one. He's the better one in it. He's the lead. He's getting the nomination out of the two. Beyond this, if James Corden gets the nomination for The Prom, that'll be a joke because that rolls. I'm not usually the type of person that would defend people get offended easily, but that performance was offensive. Jamie Dornan Mountain Time could happen. He's very well liked. It could be their time to honour him. Will Ferrell in Eurovision? No. Keanu Reeves, Bill and Ted? Definitely not. Matthew McConaughey in The Gentleman? I wish. Same goes for Mel Gibson in Fat Man. Best Film Supporting Actress. So my number one is Amanda Seyfried for Mank. She's probably going to win. It's the most showy role. You walk away from Mank and you think cinematography was great. I love the sound. And Amanda Seyfried, wow. She was my personal favourite performances. I wouldn't personally choose her to win, but at the same time, I'd be happy to see her win. Like, it's not my number one, but it wouldn't be as bad as the other ones, and I really liked her performance in Mank. And I actually liked Mank a lot more than I think others did. And even still, I'd say that this is like the most deserved award you can get in this award show. Number two, Olivia Colman, who is my personal pick. Her performance was just harrowing in The Father. Like, you were just so devastated for her. And because she didn't spend the whole film crying, it's quite hard to do that. But you still got the same effect, and I completely just respect that performance. And I hope she gets nominated, and I'm fairly certain she will. Ellen Burstyn, Piece of a Woman, she could win. She could win. This could be like this could be like. I know Glenn Close didn't win in what was it, the 2019 Oscars, when funny enough, Olivia Colman won, and now they're in the same category. But it could be like no one was predicting her for the Golden Globe. She won the Golden Globe, and then she basically won everything else. Ellen Burstyn could be that, and it could lead her to an Oscar because she's a veteran. It's a very good performance. This year's quite dry. They may just be like, all right then, here, Alan, have one. And plus, she'll be the oldest nominee ever in this category, and she's going off a campaign on that alone. Those top three, fairly sure on. Number 4 and 5, like, I know people are predicting Glenn Close for Hillbilly Elegy, and sure, it's more than likely gonna happen. She's definitely the safest number 4, but at the same time, like I said, Hillbilly Elegy can go one or two ways to Golden Globes. They'll love it, they'll hate it. I do think the Golden Globes are most likely to love it, which almost makes me want to put it higher. But I just think the top 3 are stronger than Glenn Close, and a lot of people are saying that she could still win this year. No, not in that boat. I think she'll get nominated everywhere, but the win, no. My number 5, like most of these categories this year, which is quite funny, is just a complete toss-up. Yo Jung-eun, I don't feel the nomination for Minari. It could happen, but I'd say out of all the main awards circuits, she's the least likely. She just doesn't give that type of Golden Globe performance that they love. They did give it to Awkwafina for The Farewell, but I have that feeling. I think that's got more to do with, comedy musical. Everyone loves Awkwafina. She's very funny. Let's give her a Golden Globe in this category. Saoirse Ronan, Ammonite, no way. Nicole Kidman in The Prom, no way. Jodie Foster in The Mauritanian is the one who I've got, my number 5, because one, I want to grab her for a rod, so I'm glad I grabbed her when I did. But not only that though, but she could be the Kathy Bates and the Annette Bening of last year for this year, because people love Jodie Foster. I've heard she's very good in Mauritanian, so I think she's a very sensible number 5. Like, I can easily justify it. Best Supporting Actor is just so this is by far and away the hardest. I'm not sure if I said that about Best Comedy Musical Actor. If I did, fucking ignore me. This one's the hardest one. Sacha Baron Cohen and Leslie Odom Jr. are for sure going to get nominated. The other 3 is any man's game, because I know Daniel Kaluuya is one of the frontrunners to win the Oscar, but it's only just premiering at Sundance. It hasn't built that momentum. Not many people have seen them. There's a good chance they could have got screeners. That he could just get snubbed, and if he does get snubbed, it will be for screeners. So I've only got him at number 4. My number 3 is Bill Murray for On the Rocks, because the Golden Globes are the type of people that no matter what it is, if it's a comedy and they like it or not, they will nominate it. Think about Will Ferrell and the producers when Jake Gyllenhaal didn't get nominated that year. They love to give nominations and supporting actor and actress to comedy films that they like. So I think Bill Murray's a sensible number three. Number five, I've got Mark Rylance at the moment, but it's really between Rylance, Ray C, and Frank Langella for the nomination. Bet Kingsley Ben-Adir could happen, but because it's such an ensemble film, when I'm Amy, it's not a massive contender in general. I just can't see him getting it, unfortunately. Okay, now we're on to Best Director, and Chloe Zhao is your winner. If there is going to be any award show where there's an upset in director, it's this one because they love Fincher and Sorkin, but Sorkin isn't winning. He'll get the nomination, but forget about the director win. But yeah, Zhao is winning. They could give it to Fincher, but it's extremely unlikely. Chloe Zhao is gonna win, and I'm completely for that. I've been raised by a feminist mother. I feel like there's a massive issue with representation in Hollywood and women, and they just kind of need to do this. And we could have maybe three female nominees in director. That would be incredible. It would probably be two, but if that could happen, that would just fill me with joy. And it's not even like they're just giving it to her because it's a woman. They feel like they have to. Like, she deserves it for this film. David Fincher, gonna get nominated, won't win. Aaron Sorkin, a lot of people have been saying, "Oh, well, it's not very like a directory film. He's not going to get nominated." Look, yeah, he's not going to win. But may I remind you, they love Aaron Sorkin. They gave Pete Farrelly a nomination from Green Book, and even though I think it's a much better film, Trial of Chicago 7 is very much like Green Book in its directing, just kind of very nothing to it, which isn't too much of a bad thing. The screenplay kind of is their directing in a way. Definitely expect seeing Aaron Sorkin here for the nomination in directing, even if he don't get the Oscar. I'm fairly certain he gets it here. My number four, my number five, I just do not know. I've given my number four is Regina King, One Night in Miami, because out of her and Emerald Fennell, she seems like the most likely to get nominated in this category because it's a more pleasery type of film and the type of film that the Golden Globes would more likely like to honour. And then my number five is Spike Lee because the Golden Globes love Spike Lee and they love their celebrity directors. But if they could swap out Spike Lee for Emerald Fennell for Promising Young Woman, that would make me a very, very happy man. But I'd say Spike Lee has more of a chance in this award show. If Promising Young Woman gets picture, for sure getting directing. So if you see Emerald Fennell get nominated for director, for sure it's getting drama picture, and that made me very happy. Promising Young Woman was one of my very favourite films of last year. Best film screenplay, right. Trial of Chicago 7 is absolutely winning here. It's probably going to sweep all the award shows. Look, the Golden Globes are more than anything else going to give it to the pleasery, talky film. Steve Jobs, like, they gave it to no other award show gave it to Steve Jobs, but like the Golden Globes just love it. Aaron Sorkin is winning, and it just solidifies it as the frontrunner. Mank and Nomadland are going to win. Nomadland isn't the type of film they give screenplay. Mank just doesn't have that love for it. Number four is The Father, a very well written film, very good dialogue, telling the film from the perspective of someone with dementia is hard, and Florence Allen just nailed it. So to be honest, a lot of people are doubting it, but I honestly think The Father has a very good chance of getting in here. And number five, I've gone with Promising Young Woman. I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me on this. A lot of people think it's One Night in Miami. I'm going to be honest. I think the odds for One Night in Miami and Promising Young Woman are the same. I'm going Promising Young Woman purely to, if I'm being honest, to satisfy my own ego because I love it that much and it's better odds in terms of like the gold derby points I could win. Okay, moving on to Best Animated Feature. Soul is going to win. There's no point me making my case. Soul's going to win. Wolfwalkers, Over the Moon, and Onward are going to get nominated. And then number five, just kind of take your random pick. I've got the Willoughbys, but it could be that, the Croods, or Trolls World Tour. Maybe Shaun the Sheep Farmageddon. But honestly, I say this is the easiest category out of them all so far. Moving on to Best Foreign Language Film. The top three, easy, definitely getting nominated at the Golden Goes. Minari, which is just a joke, the fact it's been campaigned here. It's an American film. A big chunk of it's in English. The fact that they've just put it under foreign language film is a bit disrespectful. Another round on Life Ahead. And, well, you can see it on your screens, and I know you may heavily disagree with me. I do think Another Round has the edge over Minari for two reasons. Two, it's the pure foreign language film. And, alright, last year Parasite was just doomed to win, so it's hard to use an example. But it's more of a foreign film, so they may want to give it for that. And two, think about all of the heat that Minari's been getting for the fact that it's in foreign language film. They're not going to want to like honor it in foreign language film because people just be like, well, that's even more of a joke. It'll probably be a bit awkward for them to give it to Minari, and most Minari still has a very good chance of getting nominated. I'm not saying it's not going to happen. I would say another round. It does just give another round, another push to get nominated, which would be great. And do you want to know how you could really redeem another round because it's such an underrated film that's not getting any awards hype about outside of foreign language film or international feature film? Give Mads Mikkelsen a nomination, please. I beg it of you. Like as I've stated before, Live Ahead very likely to happen. Sophia Loren could get nominated. My number four, Kuvedi's Adida. I do not know if I said that right. And my number five, as I carry with me, don't know, don't know. I've just picked those two because it could be it's a toss up between any of like the 9 other films that are in contention. The last two categories are the music scat category. So my number one and two are both Trent Reznor versus Attica Ross versus Trent Reznor versus Attica Ross. They are absolutely winning, and let's be honest, it's gonna be for Soul. They've won everywhere. It's a great score in general, so I think it's deserved. It's just gonna win. I think it's stupid to make another argument. Tenet, Ludwig Göransson, even though Tenet hasn't been getting much hype, despite the fact the ship's been going down, Ludwig Göransson's just kind of ejected out and he's on his own journey, and he's still definitely getting nominated. I don't think he's going to win. I'm not sure the win's deserved, but he's definitely going to get nominated. Now, a lot of people are doubting Daniel Pemberton. He's probably going to get the Oscar nomination, in my opinion. Not only that, but they nominated him in all surprise categories: original song for Gold, something else which I can't remember, but he was the composer behind the absolute what the fuck nomination, which was Motherless Brooklyn in the same category. They love his music. It's the score of one of the frontrunners for a Sorkin film, another person they love. This top four are all getting nominated. Do not doubt Pemberton. He's getting in. I will have a heart attack if anything else happens. My number five I'm going to give to The Five Bloods. It's a great score. I loved it. I know it's been very divisive. A lot of people really don't like it. I agree that it's overbearing in a film, but that's why I think it's getting nominated. When you watch The Five Bloods, you can very much notice the score. I'd personally choose Minari. I love that score. It was probably my second favourite of the year next to Soul, but that's just not happening anymore. But I can come to peace with The Five Bloods instead. I do like that score a lot. And lastly, a category which I am the old grandpa on because I completely disagree with it being a category. I'm not a fan of this category, but it's got to be discussed. Original song. So, Speak Now, One Night in Miami is gonna win, I think. It's at the end of the film. It's very prevalent at the end of the film, and not only that, has a strong message to go there, and actually works well with the film. Yeah, honestly, I think this is absolutely getting nominated and winning. It's gonna be, I think it's just gonna be like shallow of this year. It's just gonna, and I'm gonna love me again from Rocket Man. It's just gonna sweep all of these award shows, whichever ones have original song. Number two, Wear Your Crown from the Prom. It's the fun one. It's like the This Is Me off the Crown. It's gonna get nominated, and then I've got Rocket to the Moon from Over the Room because I've heard that's been getting hype. So I think it'd be silly not to. Um, Hear My Voice from Child of Chicago 7. Even though it doesn't have the same buzz as Speak Now, it's still going to get nominated for its message, its power in the film, it's played with the credits, it's what you leave it with. Absolutely. My number five, I've gone with My Hometown from Eurovision Song Contest because who knows? I don't think the scene from Life Had will get nominated, I'm being honest. People are saying that it could win because Diane Warren, it could happen at the Oscars, but I have a feeling the Golden Globes it's going to be the one place to get snubbed because I can't remember when they've ever nominated a song from a foreign film. And with that, ladies and gents, that's my Golden Globes 2021 nomination predictions. The next time you'll see me will be for the SAG nomination predictions. They're both having day back to back next week. Super excited. The Golden Globes are my second favourite to watch nominations next to the Oscars, of course, because they're the first. They kind of heavily indicate how it's going to go, and it's just it's so much fun when the first one comes about. I might film a live reaction. I probably will because I freak out. I'm very excited. I'll see you all then.